probably almost 2 hours ago, it was announced Christian McCaffrey was going on the IR, which was expected. Jordan Mason, though, is joining him with a high ankle sprain. That was not as expected. So Isaac Guerendo, we assume is going to be the guy. We do have, which I think is associated with this, KJ Frederick does say, do you think Patrick Taylor can overtake Guerendo, be the new RB1 in San Francisco, or is it the Guerendo show moving forward? My answer to that, and then I'll kick it to Anthony, then I'll kick it to Steve, about just the backfield in general. In terms of that, I think it's the Guerendo show. The only thing I'll say, I don't love Guerendo in pass protection. So if you can't pass protect and you're a young running back, even if you got a lot of guys on IR, it's going to be hard to put you on the field. So I think that is how they open the door to another running back overtaking Guerendo. But for now, I think it's the Guerendo show. I think he's been there long enough, at least in terms of this year. I think he's done well enough when he's been on the field in terms of actual run production. So I think Guerendo is the guy for the time being. I also think I think these guys have some heart the rest of the way, but this is a Niner team. Steve said earlier, they can play for this. They can play. They're done. They're done. They're done. They and between those walls in that locker room, they might say, hey, we can maybe get this division, but their division record stinks. They're done. So I think it's the Guerendo show the rest of the way. But Anthony, what says you? Would you go with the Guerendo show the rest of the way? Would you want to take another running back? We might hear news that they may pick up another running back over the course of this week. Would you swoop in and take somebody else, or would you be happy getting Guerendo?
I think Guerendo right now, because that's all we have to go off of is right now. Yes, they can go pick up another running back. Yes, they have Patrick Taylor. The only player we know definitively can operate in this system with some success is Isaac Guerendo. Who are they going to bring in? They're going to sign somebody tomorrow and he's going to be on the field taking 15 carries on Sunday? No. So at least for this week, with Mageddon coming up, Isaac Guerendo is probably in line for a full workload. So he's the player that should be on top of everybody's waiver wire. Again, there's a little bit less uncertainty here because he has played. The expectation per Adam Schefter is that he is in line to be the RB1. And you get the Chicago Bears. This game, they can match up with Chicago when it comes to running the football. This game actually favors, in my opinion, San Francisco because the Bears' run defense isn't very good. And this could be a 20-plus game for Isaac Guerendo. He's flashed a little bit, 10 for 99 back in Seattle in week 6. Last night, 4 for 19 and 1, but obviously he started, it was like the mop-up duties after the Mason and CMC issues. So, yeah, I would fire up Isaac Guerendo. And on waivers, we're heading in week 14. You have Mageddon. A lot of people are playing for a playoff spot. Yep. Fab is probably going to do you no good. This might be a winner-go-home matchup. I'm going all in on Guerendo.
Yeah, I would too. And Steve, just before I kick it to you, I will just say for context, Anthony does mention the Mageddon coming up. The teams on bye this week are the Broncos, the Colts, the Patriots, the Commanders, the Ravens, and the Texans. So those are some viable fantasy assets that'll be sitting at home this week, watching games on the couch, just like the rest of us. But Steve, what says you in terms of this 49ers backfield?
Yeah, it's going to be Guerendo. Again, Patrick Taylor, he's been on a million teams, stinks. So Guerendo, fourth round pick. Guy runs a 4.3. You give him a hole, he could take off. We saw that, against Seattle, 76-yard run when Mason got hurt with that shoulder injury. He filled in for Mason again against Dallas, 14 for 85 and a touchdown. So, yeah, this guy, and even scored a touchdown last night as well. So, yeah, if you have, couple hundred left, this is the last week to use your fab, blow it all on Guerendo. He's going to be the best option, but for sure. So I think he can be pretty good down the stretch here. And the Niners, I know they're done. Yeah. Most likely they're done, but they're still going to play all out and try to win the division. They're 2 games out right now. And outside of the Lions, pretty much all those games are winnable down the stretch. So, yeah, I like Guerendo. I think he, the way that the Niners set up their run game, most guys are successful in this system. You think back to Raheem Mostert when he was on the team. You give him a crease and he would take off as well. So that's kind of Guerendo's skill set as well. 4.3, 40 times. So this guy's got speed. So yeah, got to go for Guerendo. Patrick Taylor, I don't mind adding him. I mean, he may do, he'd be maybe like decent, but
your expectations should not be as grand as if you had Guerendo. Yeah. No. So, and I was going to clean that up. I know the Niners are done, but there's still value to be had at the running back position when you play for the 49ers under Kyle Shanahan offense. What's that?
And for what it's worth, the upcoming schedule on top of Chicago, the Rams 22nd against the run, Miami 21st. Outside of Week 17 against Detroit, you can use Guerendo in your fantasy lineups. Yeah.